Okay, it is Thursday the 20th of December 2018. It's just after 0950, 10 to 10 on Thursday morning. This video is being published in response to numerous complaints I've received since last night on the changes to the junction layout on Hamilton Road, Commercial Road and Glassford Road in Strathaven. The first thing I'd like to say is this junction layout change is developer led. It's part of the East Overton planning application, which was consulted on and went through the planning process a number of years ago. But that doesn't change the fact that none of the councillors had any idea that this junction was going to change on Wednesday the 19th of December 2018. My feeling right now is the communication from South Lanarkshire Council has been, in fact, just unacceptably bad, because there has been none. I have had many complaints about the layout change. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my GoPro, I'm going to stick it in the window on the dashboard here of the car. I'm going to take a drive down to the junction. I'll try and make some comments as I approach it. I'll get out of the car on the way back and I'll have a look. But as you can probably hear, the rain's bouncing off the car. It's a pretty miserable day. So I'm not sure how good the video footage will be, but I'm trying, guys, and let's see what will happen. I'll comment probably more when I get back in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna go through the pedestrian lights here on Hamilton Road, and I'm going to slow right down as I approach the new road layout. There are signs I notice now posted by the petrol station saying the road layout has changed, warning that, but I have to admit this is a pretty dark road at night, and can't really, those signs probably aren't that easy to see. There we go. Cars parked don't help, but that's normal. Okay, we know we've got roadworks. I can see the lines are painted, showing that I do have priority. I'm slowing right down just in case nobody picks that up. Approaching the road layout from the other direction on Commercial Road, just past North Street, I can now see there is a sign, but in fairness, it is daylight and it's easy enough to spot these signposts in daylight. I do 100% agree with the complaints that I received last night that those signs would be pretty hard to see at night, especially when you're not aware you're coming up to this junction. I'm obviously completely aware that it has changed, and therefore I'm expecting it to have changed. I don't know if you can hear me over the rain. Got my umbrella up. Here is the first sign of the road layout has changed. As you can see, there's absolutely no street lights. There is no street lights in the area, so I can absolutely see why it would be impossible to spot that sign at night as it was last night. Next sign that we come across is the right hand bend ahead. Again, that is under a street light, but you know, drivers, again, I accept, are watching for parked cars here at night. It is quite a dark stretch of road, so again, it seems to be blocked out, so not great. Totally accept the complaints. Okay, temporary signs showing the priority has changed. Again, no street lights in the area apart from that one at the junction. So again, totally accept that that's going to be very hard to see in the pitch black, especially in the rain. Okay, if you're coming from Glassford Road, I know there's speed bumps going in there, but again, that was we had been requested traffic calming on that road. But back at the junction, yeah, I can see that it's going to be maybe challenging turning right from Glassford Road onto Hamilton Road. That truck hasn't even friggin' looked. Biggest concern is this part. If you're coming up Commercial Road and you're wanting to head to Glassford Road, you're going to have to come out quite far here to, in theory, turn right onto Glassford Road. It's not a great junction. There's not a lot of decent lighting, and as you can see, cars are obviously coming down now. If it's heavy traffic, you're going to have to stop. You're on a hill. We all know this is pretty bad in the snow. It could cause traffic to queue back and may struggle. Certainly rear wheel drive cars will struggle to get going again at this junction. So not sure. I definitely will communicate this with Roads, my concerns. In fact, I'll show them this video once I have it published. Coming up Commercial Road this time. This is the first sign where they first notice the change. There is a street light on the other side of the road and a street light there, but again, I know that these new LED lights have, provide a lot less light pollution, and I would accept that probably why it is probably one of the better places to put the sign. It's not well lit, and therefore with the appalling communication from South Lanarkshire Council, nobody would have been looking out for them, especially in the dark. Try not to get my umbrella stuck in the hedge. Here's the next sign. It's behind foliage, except that is very hard to see. Again, at the moment it is scored out. It does clearly look like there's a light above it to try and provide lighting, but again, this with this fence and with the leaves, yeah, that's definitely not easy to see, and would accept that. Yeah, I'll be definitely referring that back to Roads as well as a potential problem. Coming up to the temporary roadwork signs, I suppose they'll be there while the works are underway. I suppose they do provide warning that there is something happening. There is a change in priority, but again, it would have been much more helpful if the council had communicated this better and allowed us to warn everyone that these changes were coming, what changes were coming. So looking at the junction from the other side here on Hamilton Road, okay, my thoughts immediately are drawn to what happens in the bad weather with traffic coming down Hamilton Road, maybe a little bit too fast for the road conditions. As you can see, the Jaguar there has had to stop looking up Hamilton Road to make the right hand turn over onto Glassford Road. So back to my point, my concern here with this area of the junction is what happens in the snow and the ice. If a vehicle is coming down here a little bit too fast for the road conditions, they're not coming to a natural stop, which they would be, and therefore will they still slow down enough to make the right hand turn into Commercial Road heading towards Strathaven. And therefore, how long will it be until the wall against that house is damaged? Anyway, I think I'll just leave it there. I'll make some comments when I'm back in the warmth of the car, and I will wrap things up. Yeah, it's clear there that this particular car has stopped. Yeah, nearly run into the back, as you can see. Confusion. What else can I say? Back in the warmth of my kitchen after making a cup of coffee, my feelings on the junction are as follows. I think the council have got to accept quite a lot of criticism here for the complete lack of communication that this junction was going to change. Number one, I think the signage is, while it will meet government regulations, the fact that this change was implemented 2 days before the shortest day of the year, and therefore most people approaching this junction with absolutely no prior knowledge of the change were approaching in the pitch black, and therefore, quite frankly, those signs were never going to be spotted. And it's not I'm not surprised to hear that there were a number of near misses last night. I have heard and also seen that there was potentially 2 bumps. I've not had those confirmed, obviously. So I'm going to go back to my desk. I'm going to edit this into a quick video, which I will put on my Councillor Graham Campbell YouTube channel. I will share that obviously publicly, and I will point the senior roads officers to it as well with my concerns in writing. I'll also consult with Councillor Margaret Cooper and Councillor Isabel Dorman. We're all working on this issue together, and we will see what the council have to say. The one thing I'd like to remind you is this has been consulted on, but it was many years ago. and therefore I still think the council have got to accept a lot of criticism here for the complete lack of communication, the fact that none of the members were advised this was going to go ahead. In fact, the last information I had on this layout change was more than 5 years ago, and I have heard nothing since. So I'll feed this all back to roads, and if there's anything else to update you on, I will do that as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.